And I'm loving life with friends. Doing my life with friends. Doing my life with friends. Doing my life with friends. I'm loving life with friends. Doing my life with friends. Doing my life with friends. Doing my life with friends. And I'm loving life with friends. Doing my life with friends. Doing my life with friends. Doing my life with friends. I'm life with friends.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Love and Life. Woohoo! Guys, it's the season finale. I cannot believe it. I can't believe it's the season finale of season 2, but I'm very excited that you guys have joined us. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who has joined us, who has followed us. We're really excited to have you on this journey with us. So obviously, because it's the season finale, we're switching things up. As you can see, this is not my sofa. This is not my blue sofa. Things look very different. But yeah, we're switching it up today. And I'm really excited because I have some amazing friends here with me. And we'll be discussing a topic that's actually very, very interesting, I think. It's a topic that I've had a lot of questions about, and I'm looking forward to dissecting it with my friends today. And I also have a few more people on the show, on the program, on the podcast than you're used to having, which I'm also very excited about. But I will jump straight into introducing them. You already know me, or well, I'll let them introduce themselves. You already know me. We're going to start from somebody else that you already know, who is a very familiar Love and Lifer, a very familiar Love and Life face. So, hi, Val.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Do you want to introduce yourself to the people?
Sure. So, hi, I'm Val. I'm Val. I'm often here. But no, I'm really happy to see you guys again.
Yay.
Yeah, so that's it. Yeah. Hi, I'm Tomi.
He's Tomi.
Tomi,
And
I'm Afoma.
she's Afoma.
Hi, I'm Ayo.
I'm David.
Yes, yay. So guys, that's everyone. These are my really good friends, and we're going to be working through this topic today that I'm very excited about. I'm not going to say the topic yet because, as you can see, I have them with these whiteboards, and that's going to introduce us to the topic. So guys, I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I'm going to need you to put your answer on the board, and that's how we're going to lead into the topic. They're going to be yes or no questions, so nobody get nervous. It's not exam, it's none of that. And there's no prize for the winner. But, yeah. so yeah. Okay, first question. So it's yes or no, like I said. First question, are you an introvert? And then once you've written your answer, turn it to the screen. Okay. We've got a yes. We've got... Val, did you say yes?
I'm an introvert.
Oh, sorry. I thought I said extrovert. Sorry. I was going to say, since when are you an extrovert? Okay, yes. Okay, yes. No. Okay. So we've got 3 introverts here and then 2 extroverts. That's
What about you?
I call myself an
Yes or no, please?
It's my podcast, please. No, but actually, I would struggle to answer that question because I think I'm an ambivert, but whatever. That's not so okay. Next question. Have you ever moved cities for love? So have you ever moved?
Wow.
Live or
Exactly.
No, moved. Have you moved your whole life, packed up your life and moved somewhere for love? For the love. Love and life.
What's the love of what? I was going to say, what's the love of
For the
God?
love of a
Love of the
partner.
Love of a job, love of a city.
What kind of podcast is this?
There's lots of loves.
For the love of your partner, your
You're
romantic,
You're someone.
your person, your romantic. Why you? He said no.
He's proud about
Wow,
it.
no, he's loud and proud. No. What?
Yeah?
Yes.
I have questions.
Oh, yes, so sweet. Afoma, tell us about that. Who did you move for? Who did you move for?
Someone.
Oh, by the way, guys, Tomi and Afoma are married.
Was it you she moved for?
Imagine if it wasn't you.
I was very awkward.
That car ride back home will be very quiet. Very different. Okay. Next question. Have you known any of your friends since childhood? So do you still have in your life right now any friend that you've had since you were a child?
I like the exclamation marks.
Wow, yes, everyone. Okay. Apart from who?
No.
Everyone, okay, I was going to say that.
Yeah.
You know somebody. I have childhood
Yeah.
friends. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
great. Okay, we will do one more.
One more.
This one is So, have you ever made up an excuse to get out of a hangout with friends? You're too quick with it.
I didn't even erase it at all. I just left it on.
Well, everyone. Love that. Me too, to be fair. Forgive me. Sorry. Okay. And the final question that's going to lead us into our topic for today is, and that's our topic, guys, by the way, just heads up. Do you think that an adult male and female can sustain a purely platonic friendship? Ah, wow. That was quick. Okay, we have a yes here. We have a everyone say okay, yes. What? Wow. Okay. Yes. Yes, with plenty buts. You've got a yes here. We've got a yes there. David, what are you saying?
Oh, sorry.
Yes with exclamation mark. Ayo and okay. Do you know what? You brought this on yourself. We're just going to start with you. I'm just going to come straight to you. Explain your answer. Why do you not have an answer per se?
I don't think it's a yes or no.
Okay.
I think there's so many angles to it, you know. So that's why I just said.
Okay. We're going to get into the angles
Yeah,
then. For
I
sure.
mean, okay, let me just say, before I would say yes, but now I would say vehemently no.
Wow.
It's a behemoth one as well.
No.
Okay. But why do you say it's not worth it?
It's not worth it.
Okay. Tell us more about that.
Okay, did I bring this upon myself?
Yeah, no, you definitely did.
I mean, the thing is, once you get into that space, I don't think there's going back, especially if the person doesn't feel the same. You just need to take a step back, really. It's not worth it.
So once you get into what space? Like when
Into
it
the
starts
space
to go
where
beyond friendship?
you start to feel more than friendship and it's not being reciprocated. Just take a step back. It's not going to be worth it.
But before we get there, how about just like sustaining the friendship? Is it possible? So do you always end up in the place where you start to like each other?
That's why I said it depends. If we don't speak every day, if we're not constantly in each other's spaces or faces, yes, it could work. But we can't constantly communicate every day or 5 days a week, 6 days a week, call you out every, good or bad, and I don't think it works. My opinion. No.
Okay, good. Okay, so let's reverse a little bit. We're talking about there's that friendship and it's growing. So you're starting to speak about how communication can reinforce how you feel about the person, and then that can start to lead you down a very slippery slope. Okay, cool. So I'll come to the people who have said yes, which is Val, Tomi, and David. With what Ayo has said at the back of our minds, how do you then think that an adult male and female friendship works? Like, what are the sort of guardrails or like boundaries that could actually make it work without falling down that slippery slope? So in your experience, how has it worked?
Well, if you start the relationship not, flirting or trying to move to the other person, I think that definitely helps.
That's a good start.
So the pre-intentions.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, well, I guess when you first meet somebody, like think about it. If you've gone to an event and you meet someone, what is it that draws you to go and speak to that person? If it's straight, I think she's nice or he's nice, then we already know there's already a motive there.
Right.
But maybe if it's like a setting of you've gone to your friend's party, these are your friends' friends, kind of how a lot of us have met. We've kind of said, "Oh, hi," like Tomi, I met you through Fola, it's her neighbor, and I was like, "Oh, good to meet you." I'd say, "Yeah, you're cool people. This is friends," but how we met was literally just chat, bants, games night. It's all cool. It's all blessed. So yeah, I think you can start off platonic if you're coming in with that energy. But if from the onset you're like,
Start picking your wedding event. Start picking colors.
you see, I think meeting them together, I
destination
can see
wedding,
us standing next to each
Doing
other.
the wedding hashtag.
I can see that. I think then you're already going down that slope. Yeah. So I definitely think from the onset, that's one thing. And then, of course, if you start off on the onset not already, having a bit of feelings and stuff, then it might not end where I said, where one person's really starting to catch feelings. So I think there is a period where it can be platonic. But I agree that once it gets to the point of every day you're talking, whether it's message, whether it's text, whether it's sending meme, all of it. All of it.
Yeah.
All of that. Yeah,
100%.
all of that. No, because
Right.
if you imagine now we don't always have as much physical time with each other because everyone's doing a lot and everyone's everywhere. So, but if you're spending, you're investing time to message somebody, to send someone, that's same person over and over again, even if it's just kiki, like all of that. No, you're growing an emotional connection to them, and that straight away is. I don't know if you guys are friends anymore at that point. I think it's
Wow.
like situationships starting to.
Do you know what
brew,
I heard
so-
the other day was relationship? So REEL, like when you're sending
Yeah,
reels to each
reels.
other, it's like you're now in a relationship. And I was like, oh, this is new. Okay, so
Right,
there's
right.
situationship, there's relationship. But yeah, sorry, Tommy.
There's
you're gonna-
meme-ationship as well.
Meme-ationship. So the levels.
So are you saying that you can have a best friend that is
A guy.
that's a guy
Or a girl,
Or a girl,
depending
yeah,
on
the other one.
I don't think you can. I'll be on. If that's the question.
Yeah.
If the question is can two adult male and female be friends? Yes. Can two adult male and female be best friends unless they're married? No.
No. Can't work.
That's my
Hey,
opinion.
David does not
I
agree
would say
with you
no.
guys.
Honestly, I would say like it comes to a certain age as well, where you kind of know. So like when you're younger, like probably when you're in secondary school and stuff like that, it's okay. Like we could be best friends, sending memes, reels, all that stuff, right? But then I think at a certain age, we're going to be a bit of a point where it's like,
What we doing?
yeah, what are we doing? It's a bit sticky now, and especially if someone's seeing that person or someone's
what are
seeing
we?
someone else, right? I think you don't want to be in that situation where it's like, oh, we're supposed to hang out, but you're saying that you're going on a date, like, and I think that kind of makes it a bit sticky. So I think like unless boundaries are like set at the start, or as you said, right, we know that we're not attracted to each other, then I think it could be okay. But I think if there is some type of attraction, but then talking every day does build attraction.
You don't always start out. You just be like, eh? When did I start thinking?
I just said it there to check on you. Don't check on me. Don't check on me. Leave me alone.
I can't check on you. I just want to check on
Don't check on me every day. Leave me
Skip the day,
alone.
like,
Yeah.
Wow, this is serious.
I think that, when we talk about being better friends, part of what we would normally expect is speaking more, being there for the person more. But what I'm hearing, and I guess, is like if it's the opposite sex, there has to be boundaries and wisdom to, maybe not be there for the person in the same way every day, right? Because you just have to understand that there are things that come when if you spend so much time talking together, or if someone is the very first person you think of every single time and something comes to mind and you haven't defined what the friendship is, somebody is going to
I mean,
Going to chop breakfast.
I agree with that, and I was going to say I'm one person who's very big on friendships. Let's be there for each other. I'm big on community, but when there's a way guys relate. If it's guys, we know how we can relate with each other. But when we're talking about the opposite sex now, there's so many dynamics to it. There's also the dynamics of one of the other party or one of either parties might be in a relationship, and then you're trying to say, okay, well, you shouldn't be my best friend. Your partner should be your best friend in the real sense of it. If he's not your best friend, then why are you with him? You don't have to come to me for certain things. But then again, it doesn't go to say that, oh, don't come to me when you're... But there are levels to it. I think two people are only as good as the effort they put into their relationships or their friendships. So you can't constantly come to me with your boyfriend issues and you're claiming I'm your best friend and you keep coming, oh, it's this, that. Nah, it's not. I mean, personally, I don't subscribe to it.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, let's wheel it back a little bit. I like where it's going, but we're gonna start from before either of you gets in a relationship. So this is just you're both single.
Yeah.
You meet each other, you vibe, like you have a lot of things in common. You become friends. Cool. Which I think, to be fair, with both the girls and the guys here, that's how we've become friends, right? So in doing that, we talk about being a good friend and all the things that make you a good friend all the time. Yeah. And we want to be good friends to all our friends, whether male or female. So where do we draw these boundary lines? I think this is where we need to help the people, because obviously we're hearing you need boundaries. But between boundaries and I do want to just be a good friend to my friend. I want them to know that I'm here for them. I want to look out for them and stuff like that. Where are the lines?
So let me get the question straight.
Mm-hmm.
So are you saying before it gets to a point where one of two parties catches feelings? Is that what you're saying? Or
So
is it
in
the
terms of
point
just
where-
sustaining the friendship, keeping it going, like I'm not even,
Okay, so
we haven't even
boundaries
gotten
on-
to the
yeah,
point of
right,
feelings yet.
okay.
Because to be fair, I think if the boundaries are set correctly, we
Yeah,
might
you
not get to that point.
yeah.
So this is like, how do we kind of avoid getting to that point? We'll talk about when we get to that point because some people might be at that point, so we want to help them as well.
Yeah.
But for those who are not there yet, how do you avoid?
I think it's like you wouldn't see them straight away. I think after a while you'll start to see them. So say for instance, if they're texting you, oh, why don't we go for a catch up, right? That's okay. But then it depends on what happens after, right? Oh, let's go for another drink. Or let's do this. Or why don't you come and see my brother tomorrow or something like that? Or why don't you see my mum or something like that? Then I think...
Well, David is talking from experience. I know that is not what
Not even
they
from my experience, but
Some
like-
girls have asked David, come and meet my mom. He's like,
As who? What's going on?
I feel like it's more of a thing where it's like you start to see, okay, wait, this is becoming a bit too close,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Too close to comfort. And then I think that's when you start to draw the line, right? So you start to be a bit more mindful about what you say and, you know, what you do with them. Maybe some space is probably like, you know, needed as well. But I wouldn't say like, you know, from the moment we're only friends, like, you know, don't make it so clear cut. I feel like, because they might not like you and you're just probably assuming that they like you, but they probably don't. And you don't want to be in that kind of like, oh, this person likes me and I'm like not going to try and be in a relationship with them. So I think it's more like when you start to see them grow closer and closer to you and then you're trying to make sure that you then set boundaries at that point.
yeah, does everyone agree with that?
Yeah, I do. And I think it goes back to Val's initial point of, you know, what your intentions were before you met that person. Depends on how much mischief you're up to. If it's like, you know, I'm just going there for vibes and all of that, and then if it happens, it happens. If it's somebody you genuinely, you know, enjoy the friendship, I don't think you have a conversation and say, oh, come on, let's set boundaries. I don't think boundaries are something you set until you get to that point. It's not something you just go ahead and say, oh, now nothing is happening. Oh, come, let's set boundaries. Don't call me before 7 p.m. That's not friendship. I think boundaries are something you set when you're already at that point.
Okay.
That's fine.
I know we're laughing, but some people have said,
Yeah.
some people I know have done. You're going to call out your wife.
I was ready to call out.
Wait, so on the time example thing, right? I actually do that, but I don't think you need to have a conversation with the other person. So I wouldn't necessarily go to like my guy friends and say, I'm not going to talk to you after this time of the night.
You just
But
don't pick the call.
No, I mean, like, so I go to bed quite early, and I think maybe understanding the kind of person you are and what works for you is important. So I go to bed quite early. So by 10 p.m., I'm quite sleepy. I'm in my bed. I'm cozy. Like, I don't really want to be. I know that it's probably not a safe time for me to be texting people and like making a habit out of it. So like, if I was in bed and like trying to fall asleep and like my girlfriends texted me, I'd probably text them back, like even though I'm sleepy, because it doesn't really bother me. But like with guys, that was a boundary that I had where I wouldn't text past a certain time, and I didn't need to say anything to them about it. I don't think that they would even. I mean, you were my friend before. I don't think that
Big ups to you.
I don't think I got there. You made
Tell us that story, by the way, guys.
It doesn't need to. The other person, I mean, you don't necessarily need to go to them and say, I'm not going to text you after a certain time. And obviously, if I'm awake and I read the message and it's something I need to get to urgently, I would. It's more like I didn't make a habit out of it because that was what worked for me. So like for me, that was a boundary, and that was a boundary that I stuck to. Like I'm not talking to anyone at 11. Because you know when we're younger and people would do like midnight calls and you're on the phone. So I just never, that was where mine came from. But I don't think it was awkward. I don't think it affected my male friendships in any way because it wasn't different to them, and everyone knew that I went to bed at that time anyway. So. But yeah.
I know now.
Thanks for
that
putting me on the spot.
Sorry, your husband started it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think on that is interesting because initially, that was shocking to me, right? Because I don't believe in any sort of boundaries until someone until you see that a boundary is needed, right? But like I'm actually now sort of moving to the other side, which is almost like every friendship that comes, there's already a tight boundary, and you need to give me a reason to let you in a little bit. Yeah, because it's understanding that we're just so different. people have different values. People see things very differently. People might have good intentions, but life happens. And it's first assessing this friendship that you're trying to grow. Is this someone that I feel comfortable sort of opening
Being
myself,
vulnerable with,
being
yeah.
vulnerable? I mean, vulnerable even sounds serious, but just am I willing to speak to you past a certain time? Right, I'm going to get very weird, but like there's certain people that you give them a very church hug, right?
They feel something
Side,
else.
just like, and it's this, and they're saying other people that like over time, you're like, oh yeah, this is someone that I feel a little bit more comfortable with, and then you can maybe give them a less church hug, right?
Yeah,
But it's
friendly
still,
hug.
that's the word. That's the word. But it's almost like at the beginning of every friendship that I'm trying to build, there is a boundary already set, and then you're then seeing the more you get to know someone, that you then say, okay, maybe I can speak to this person past a certain time. Maybe I can call this person maybe three days a week, right? Because I can see that we have the same values. So it's the boundary should be set from the beginning.
When did that change for you? Because you said before there was no boundaries.
Unfortunately, after I had made a few mistakes, and I saw that this doesn't make sense. And it was from the point of view of I want to be friends with everyone, right? I want to get close to everyone, as and I want. It's weird. When I was young, I wanted to be everyone's best friend. And then I realized, this thing is causing problems, right?
Definitely, yeah.
And then I started to see that you might have good intentions and want to help people, but if you're going to end up making mistakes and then the friendships end up not even working out anyway, you have to be more strategic, which is then boundaries, assessing, just it's better to have maybe someone that you speak to. Let's say you have 40% friends, if you could put numbers to it, right? That's how you know I work in finance. Than to have someone that is 0%. So initially you tried everything, and then after like 2-3 months, maybe a year, the friendship sort of just dies completely. Yeah. Right. So it's better to have someone that you might not be best friends, but at least you speak regularly, but because you put boundaries in place.
I think as well, we have to be careful not to overthink it.
Yeah.
Like how you make friends should just be that's the same energy you should give. So even talking to the boundary point, like I know I like to go to bed earlier, but I have lots of friends who are night owls. So every so often, if I am working late, then I may be up later, then we have our chats. But I also know it's not every friend I would get back to either straight away, one, or get back to late, whether guy or girl. Even some family. I love my family, by the way. I don't ignore you. But I'm just saying, like, genuinely, I wouldn't. So that's the same way if you're a guy friend or a girlfriend. And then also, it depends on what we're actually talking about. Like, again, if it's a meme, do I need to see it? Maybe I wait in the morning. That'll brighten up my day on the way, on the commute. When everyone's angry, I'll just see a meme and go, ha. That might be nice. Yeah. But it all depends as well on the context. But we need to not overthink it. And also, I know with some of my guy friends, we don't speak every day. But like, if I'm moving, for example, I need help. So I'll be like, can you come and help and lift things? But that's a muscle. I need muscle. That's a genuine.
I'll send you memes. Like, right after.
I don't need the memes. I need the muscle.
Genuine. No, like I might need help with that, or I have it. And then in the same way with one of my girlfriends, say I know one of my friends is really good at cooking or like makeup, for example. We may not speak every day, but then when it comes to that topic, that's when I'd reach out to them. So I just see it as that, like I'm treating all my friends, not just for the things I need from them, but where we would naturally connect. That's when we're speaking. It's when it becomes, I think, the whole, oh, how was your day today? Oh yeah, I'm really feeling. Have you eaten? Have you eaten? Oh my gosh, that is like
that question.
That is, you know what you're saying. I feel like, have you eaten? It's like I feel like they're wrong because I'm like, have I eaten?
What's your business? What's your business? You want to feed me?
Don't ask that question because that's what your ass. She send you food and then she send you a 4. But honestly, yes, Val. there's a few points. I don't even know where to go from here. But I like the fact that you said to not textbook it, because it's not like a thing of this is how you do it, this is how you don't do it. Because in the same way that you're like a really early bird and stuff like that, I'm the complete opposite. I'm a night owl. Any friend that knows me knows that I will, sorry, it's bad behavior. I will text you at 12 a.m. because probably I just got home from work at 11 p.m. So like that's when I start to run through, and I see people nodding their heads. My friends, they know me. They're like, yeah. But it's like, it's about the only time when I can get home, unwind quickly, like attend to messages. So sometimes I give people heads up, and that's, I guess, with the boundary points sometimes with guys, because even recently my friend put me in touch with someone, and he's a guy. She was literally like, you guys just have a lot of like similar ideas around stuff, and he's a lawyer as well. And then she put us in touch with each other. I literally gave heads up. I was like, you probably, that week was really busy for me. I was like, you probably won't hear from me except it's like after 12 or something. So please, I gave the heads up so that you're not thinking it's anything. This is literally just how I function. So I think that you have to make it work with your lifestyle and with you, and then where it's important as well, put the boundaries in place so that it's clear that this is not a thing of I'm doing midnight talking with you. This is just when I've got the time to do it. So yeah, I really like that point. But back to what you were saying about how you're moving, and so you ask somebody to come and like help you to move and stuff like that. And obviously that happens when you need your friends, you call them. Maybe this one is a bit stereotypical, but maybe we're talking to the ladies a bit now. I've had conversations with ladies where it's like, oh, when I was moving, he came, he carried everything, he did everything. Surely he likes me.
Ooh, well.
And I'm like, child. Personally, I don't like assumptions. I'm not a big fan of them. I'm a fan of, if in doubt, ask. If unsure, speak. Converse, talk. So where do we go from here? When you have these conversations where people, because obviously I guess part of the whole social and emotional intelligence is reading cues. That's also how you gravitate from friendship to if it's meant to be, or if you guys are meant to be more than friends, like our people here. And you will tell us your story, by the way, because Tomi broke out of friend zone. You did it, honestly.
You did the do. It's the Lord's doing.
I say it's the Lord's doing. I love it. But yeah, so before we get to that point, I guess the question is, how do you keep yourself grounded, like especially for the ladies? So I'm saying to the question of, he did this for me. Obviously you want to pick up the cues at the same time, but how do you still keep yourself grounded so that you're not in your head going where they've not taken you yet?
You said it perfectly, of don't assume.
Right.
I don't assume anything.
Right.
I think that's the safest way, because we just need to not assume. Some people are genuinely lovely. Like some guys,
True.
they are just, helpful. So if you say, I need help to lift this, it's really heavy, they'll come. When I go to church sometimes, if I'm carrying something or like I'm bustling through somewhere, a random man who I may see, who I may have never spoken to before, he may hold the door open. He may help me carry something if you see I'm carrying. If I'm carrying a table, he might be like, oh no, it's okay. I'll get the table. I'll move it. Because he's now moved the table, I can't now say, I think
the Lord has done it. Yes. Finally.
No, I can't burst into song. And then even with moving, like, I think with the moving one, usually I would ask more than one guy to help, because moving is a process, because there's a lot of boxes to help. But I think you also start to get the social cues from the guy, as well as him actually confirming it in words if you need to. So also don't be afraid to ask. If you've asked him to help you move, he said, yeah, I'll come and help you move. But then after helping you move, he's like, I'll be there from 12 a.m. to 12 midnight, making sure everything is built. I'll be doing handyman. If he's now going above and beyond to make sure that you are so set, and then even when he leaves, he's now messaging you afterwards. Have you eaten? He said, yeah, it was a long day. Did you eat? Then okay.
Can we bring you some food?
Yeah. then okay, maybe this is moving into something as well. But like, we as well need to trust our intuition. We shouldn't be that oblivious that if a guy or girl is giving us that much attention, we don't catch wind that there's feelings here or there's a somewhat attraction. But what I will say is, don't assume. And if you do get to that point and you're still not sure, you feel like the vibes is there and you're not sure, then just ask. Like, don't be afraid to ask someone.
Oh, yeah. Something wrong.
I'm saying this as a girl anyway.
I get 100% actually understand what you're saying. And two things. The first one was it's kind of I agree with what you said. Communication. You know, this is and it goes both ways. It's not just, for the ladies. It's your heart at stake. This is you willing to risk it all on the person. You can't be afraid of potential outcomes. You can't be shying away from wanting to know. So you need to ask.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to throw another spin to what you've said. You're trying to move now. There are friends. You've got loads of, friends who are guys who could help you out. But there's this particular one that likes you specially. And you're calling that one. Even if he's miles away, he's going to make it happen for you. He's going to come. And then the other ones who are close by are saying they can't make it. And then you call this other one. Oh, are you sure? You know it will come. And you're saying, oh, are you sure? Are you sure it's not a bother? I don't want you to stress. Now it's like, and it goes both ways as well. Guys, you have female friends who will come through for you at literally any point in your life. And then you're thinking, and then there comes to a point where you start to take the piss, and then it's like, help the guy, help the lady. You don't need to, in that instance, you don't need to call them to come because you already have a feeling that something is going on with this person. Don't then get them to a point where it's difficult for them to get out of it. If you know that spending time with you is going to even make things worse for them, then why call them? Call a man and a van. You're moving.
The things that I agree. I agree.
Just to set things straight, because you don't want to get somebody to a point where they're blaming you for the situation they're in. You don't feel, if you feel the same, it's different. Oh, come, let's hang out together. It's a different vibe. But that it's one-sided. Why are you calling a woman you don't like to come and spend the weekend with you and then help you cook? Sorry, to come and I mean, to come and to move. Why are you calling someone to come over by the weekend and then help you cook and do things like that when you don't feel the same?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Spend the weekend is actually a stress. By me, on a Saturday, just come and let's make some food. Why?
No.
So that's just my point.
I think to what you said, Fola, the reason why it probably happens with more girls that are like stuck in does he like me, does he not like me, is because there's this whole, I don't know if stereotype is the word, but like people worry about asking what are we, like, because guys make fun of that, or like, or at least they used to when we were younger. I don't know if that still happens now.
I think they still do.
Does it? Yeah, and it's like, so sometimes
Tomi wouldn't know now.
I'm at the friend zone.
No, sorry. Tomi said, I'm not on the streets. Wow. Okay, well done.
He doesn't know what's going on.
Sometimes maybe girls are a bit just worried about asking because they don't want to seem like the one. Like I like to think I'm pretty direct.
Yeah, yes,
I'm
you
sorry
are.
if I want, but like I feel like we're grown-ups, like we're adults. If you have a friendship and you think, right, because as Val said, there's probably a period where you think, oh, maybe I'm starting to notice something's a little bit different. Why can't I ask you directly? I don't know why you put yourself in misery.
Yeah.
And like start trying to like figure out clues and stuff like that. Like as soon as you pick it up, like maybe you'll observe for like a few days, a few weeks, however long, but you're literally just trying to work out, is there something, is there not something? But like as soon as you're at that point, you'll ask. It literally should just be a direct conversation. Yeah. Is this happening or is this not happening? And if they're truly your friends and they're like, oh no, maybe I gave you the wrong idea, maybe I did something I shouldn't have done, then that's a good chance for both of you to like, okay, what did I do that made them think this way or that? But I think the reason why probably a lot of girls don't ask is because they're a bit worried about coming across like, am I asking for a relationship? Am I begging for something? That type of thing.
And they're really not, like, just to that point. Like, there's nothing, being direct doesn't mean you're saying, oh, please be with me forever. It's literally just, it's genuinely just saying, where do we stand? Are you catching things? And I love that point Ayo made, like, it's about your heart. Like, you have to guard your heart because out of it flows everything, like, literally. So we all have a responsibility to do that for ourselves. Yeah. And I think it's unfair for us to not guard our heart and then be upset at someone else violating when we actually could have taken the responsibility ourselves and said, you know what, I can feel there's 100%. Some feelings here. Had a conversation. They're either on it or not. My feelings, you then work that out within yourself. And then you're like, okay, actually, if I'm catching feelings, then it means we need to, you know, take some space. Or if he's like, yeah, I'm kind of on it and you're on it, then okay, then, you know, come over, hang out for the weekend.
Not to go over. Not go weekend. This weekend.
I'll be back. Call me. I'll be back.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Love and Life. Do remember to like, subscribe, and share with a friend. See you next time. Bye.